Mobility scooters are a very useful vehicle for helping you get out and about. With a simple turn of a key, you're ready to go. Whether on a trip to the shops, a ride in the park, or visiting friends. There's no doubting that a scooter will bring a newfound sense of freedom and mobility to your life. So it's important that you remember to be smart, be seen, and most of all, be safe.
The whole point of having a scooter is to bring pleasure and freedom to our lives.
Well, to me, it's a godsend.
Well, in my case, it meant that I could get out and about.
If I didn't have it, I'll be lost.
I can get about easier on the scooter.
It brought a sense of freedom and the ability to get out and about, go shopping.
Also, I go to college with it. It helps me to go to college.
Mobility scooter is the first motorised thing I've had.
I think a DVD that promotes safety on mobility scooters is an excellent idea.
First thing we'd establish is basically what you want to use it for.
Because that will have a direct bearing upon what product we end up showing you.
Whether it's a scooter you're going to want to take to the supermarket with you, in that case you'd need something small that would obviously break apart.
If your intention is to go from your house large distances to visit friends or relatives or shopping, you need a bigger product.
We also get a lot of cases where they'll come in with relatives, and relatives will be telling the customer, you know, what they want. Oh, you don't want that one, you want this one. And, you know, they're not left to decide themselves.
Scooters come in a variety of sizes. The smallest scooter is really used to take apart, put in the car and use for shopping. Medium-sized scooter can be used in the car, but mainly is used on the pavement. This is what's called a Class 2 scooter, and both these products will be in that category. So these are pavement scooters.
They're fairly low to ground, and drop curbs can cause a problem with small scooters.
Above that, when you get into scooters that are 6 and 8 mile an hour scooters, these are Class 3 scooters, and under certain circumstances these can be used on the road, but they do have to be used in conjunction with the correct rules of the road, just like any other road user has to do.
As you can see, with a Class 3 scooter, they're built to carry a lot more weight, anything up to about 35 stone I think it is now. You get big balloon tyres, all-round suspension, 8 mile an hour, meaning you can use it on roads. We go through a range of leaflets with the customer, and we have a section where they can tick through that they've been shown correct procedures for using the product. Basically, you'd start with an explanation of controls. The lever for putting the scooter into drive or into neutral.
Going forwards, going backwards, turning corners safely.
Take it outside usually, and switch it on and let them have a go in their own time.
When to use full speed, when to actually turn the speed right down, all those sort of things. We have a leaflet that we give out at the point of sale, which is a document produced by the British Healthcare Trades Association.
After 4 or 5 minutes, the control in the scooter fine.
And this is a sort of an abridged highway code for scooter users, and we give that out with the scooter and encourage the customer to look through it and read it very carefully.
So where do you start?
Well, there are 2 types of powered mobility scooter. Class 2 vehicles are those with a speed limit of 4 miles per hour and are designed for pavement use. Class 3 vehicles are those with a maximum speed limit of 8 miles per hour and can be driven on roads as well as pavements. So, first of all, find out what class of vehicle you have.
Pavements are safer than roads, so use them whenever possible. And do your best to give pedestrians the right of way. Take your time and wait for an appropriate gap. On the pavement, remember to turn your scooter to its lower speed.
If heading onto the road, always make a point of looking for traffic and then look again just to be sure.
Always try to use dropped curbs, even if this means travelling further to find one.
Always get up or down the pavement by approaching the curb straight on.
And never try a curb higher than your vehicle can handle. You don't want to scrape it.
Well, visibility is absolutely essential.
It is, you've got to be noticed when you're in a scooter.
Just make yourself visible to other road users, so obviously you can avoid an accident.
You can get bags and the like that go on the back of the seat that have got reflective strips.
It's always useful to have a high visibility waistcoat that you can strap to the back of your seat so that you stand out in a crowd, as it were.
Obviously use your lights if you've got them on a night, but take into account that your scooter ain't going to travel as far with lights on as it is without lights on.
Any high street DIY store will have a workwear section where you can buy even a cheap high visibility vest.
You'll be surprised how hard it is for motorists to see you. You've got to know how to use the road. That's a must.
If you're actually driving on a road, then obviously follow the flow of the traffic. You stay on the left-hand side if you're in this country, and stay as close to the curb as you can.
It's just safety. It don't cost you anything to get out the road if someone's coming, you know.
Be aware of vehicles that may come past you and want to turn left.
Well, you've got to check the other road users, because they are the important ones. To me, they are the important ones. I know of where I want to go, and I've got to make sure I'm going to get there in one piece and get back.
They keep obviously to the left as a normal car or any vehicle user would. They have to abide by road signs, traffic light systems.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
it's got to have
yeah.
road signs on
Oh yes.
Be careful when you're turning right that there's enough space for you to actually get into the middle of the road and get over to the right.
If you absolutely have to use a pavement scooter on the road, then make yourself clearly visible and always travel carefully with the direction of traffic, making sure they can see you and you have space to get to where you need to be.
If you're on the road, follow the rules of the road. Make sure you know what they are by brushing up on the mobility scooter section of the Highway Code.
Leaflets are available at dealers and from the British Healthcare Trades Association.
Other road users may not see you.
And you should make yourself more visible, even in daytime or at dusk, by wearing a reflective jacket or reflective strips on the back of your vehicle.
Anything, just so they know you're there. At night, use your headlights, because it's just smart to be seen.
Going straight across, obviously you have to cover both carriageways, and if it is a crossroads, there's potentially other road users coming towards you and coming across your path. So you probably have to be doubly aware of space and time needed to actually drive straight across the carriageway. Obviously you don't need to indicate because you're going straight ahead, but you need to look around you and be fully aware of any other road users that might become an obstacle to you when you're trying to cross a major road and go over into another side road. The way I would approach it is probably the same as you would if you're on a cycle. That you obviously have to indicate your intention, and on a mobility scooter obviously you can use your indicator that you have built in. If there's enough room for you to move to the crown of the road to turn right, that obviously suggests to other road users that you're turning right, and therefore if you position yourself there, wait for an appropriate moment and then perform your manoeuvre turning right so that everybody can see what's going to happen. I think that's probably as safe as anything. However, they do recommend, I think, in the Highway Code section that you maintain your position to the left. So if you maintain your position on the left-hand side of the carriageway and wait for a suitable space, equally the same as you would if you were moving to the crown of the road, then perform the manoeuvre in the same way but from the left-hand side of the carriageway. If you're turning left, obviously maintain your position as close to the curb as you can, and as you approach a junction, be aware, use appropriate safety in terms of looking right and left and making sure that there's nothing coming behind you that's going to cause you a problem. Again, sticking close to the curb and indicate that you are moving and changing direction, and then proceed when it's safe to actually go around the corner.
Best of all is to tackle the road crossing as a pedestrian. Remember, if you do go on the pavement, to turn your scooter to its slower speed. You're still classed as a vehicle, so remember to obey all normal parking restrictions. Don't leave it unattended if it's causing an obstruction to other pedestrians, especially those in wheelchairs. If you're part of the Blue Badge scheme, then you can still use it with your scooter.
You have a lot to take in if you want to use a mobility scooter safely. But it's simple to remember, and if you use some common sense, you should have no problems. Respect the people and environment you're in, and you should be fine.
Yeah, well, the more you use your scooter, the more practice you are getting. It comes natural. When you're using your scooter, you get to know the best way to do it. As I say, it's a common sense carry on.